How's it going, everyone? This is James Urias going to bring you a new video today. And today we are going to talk about why I decided that I want to become a vegan. It's pretty much simple in the fact that I do it for the animals and I do it for the environment, but mostly for the animals because I am a huge animal lover. But what we're going to talk about here is maybe if you are not a vegan or if you're a vegetarian or whatever it might be, you consider these things. You really open your mind and you open your eyes to see what's really happening behind closed doors in those factories that are treating those animals that you are consuming. I would recommend you guys watch a documentary that really opened up my eyes. It's Forks Over Knives. If it's on Netflix, go see it. If it's not, I'm sure it's somewhere online. And I really think you should watch this if you even decide if you want to go vegan or not. I think it's a real eye-opener. It's something that we don't see every day. All we see is a piece of meat at a store or on our plate at a restaurant. We don't see the process and what happens and how they treat these animals and what it takes for them to get it to our plate. Yes, we know these animals had to get killed so that we can eat, so that meat eaters can eat and get some sufficient amount of protein. Is it really worth taking a life so you could have some protein in your diet? When you go, if you go plant-based like I have over the past few years, you get sufficient amount of protein. So to answer this question, the main reason I decided to go vegan was for my love for animals. I love animals. You know, there's a few insects I don't really mess with. But the love for animals, the love I have for dogs and, seeing cows grazing and all this stuff, for me to get some pleasure and get some sufficient amount of protein in my diet to kill a living thing wasn't worth it. It really opened my eyes to see really what happened behind closed doors and how they treat these animals, how they lock them up before they slaughter them. I didn't want to be part of that anymore. I didn't want to be part of that process that's aiding in these animals to be killed just so that we could have some food on our plate. I didn't want to be involved in that. And you got to really look at your life and see if you really want to do the same. I'm not trying to preach or throw veganism at you. I'm just telling you, you have to open your mind and see where you're at. You might have been grown up in a hunting family, and it's in your blood to hunt and provide for your family. If it's a life or death situation, then I can understand that to a degree. But for pleasure, not so much. You gotta look at it as this. How I looked at it. These are living, breathing things with emotions. Even though people may say that they don't. But you might just be a little bit ignorant. To take someone's life or something's life so that you can fill your belly, so you can make gains, it has to change. Even if you just cut out meat for a while in your diet, not induce so much of it. You gotta really look at your life and watch that documentary that I said. Watch, there's tons of them out there, and how really they treat our food. It's more than the animals. It's what they put in our foods. It's crazy, really. And it helps the environment as well. And I want to see this earth that we live in, that I love so much, that I love to earth on, to work barefoot on, to train outdoors, to see it thrive instead of crash with all the pollutions that take to kill these animals. It's got to change. Luckily, I think I've seen some studies that there has been a decline in the consumption of meat in America. And that's great. But if you're a hardcore meat eater, do not knock a vegan or do not knock a vegetarian. Educate yourself. See what really happens. And if you're fine with that slaughtering, check yourself. This has been James Rice. Sorry for the realness, sorry for the seriousness. I know I like to make light, informative videos and just, keep everything's upbeat. But some things, that's why I went vegan. That's why I cut it cold turkey. And why I had to do it. Because I felt strongly about it that I want to change myself and put a small donation in the world and stop that slaughtering from happening. Stop that, what they do to these animals, to stop. Because I used to buy a ton of meat throughout the week. I'm not knowing, without really opening up my eyes and see where and how it's being done, and how it's being shipped, and what they're doing to these animals, and how they treat them before they ultimately are killed, packed, and shipped to your grocery store. So hopefully that's why I went vegan. I'm sure this video has been everywhere, and I'm sure I repeated myself a lot, but I feel passionate about it. Next month will be 2 years since I went full vegan, and I've loved every minute of it. It's been a learning experience for sure, to see where I could get my maximum proteins from and grow stronger with a plant-based diet. It's been worth it. I love it. Research, I don't want to throw it on you, but you really got to check yourself. We all have to check ourselves on the daily to see where we're at, to see how we're treating the world. Don't be the problem, be the solution. Until next time, James Rise.